Behold the beautiful inlet behind my head. Welcome back, everybody, to a brand new episode of Tritoncraft. I'm so thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have done some work here, and I know I made a big song and dance in the last episode about how I couldn't redo work that I had already done, and I had to just marry myself to whatever design we had here in the thing. Well, no, that's emphatically not what we did, because no matter how many times I looked at it, I literally could not come to grips with the shape of this entire island. And the big problem that I had was the fact not just that it was separated, that it was two separate islands, but that the waterway and the kind of split between the two was diagonal. It was like a 45-degree angle, and I really hated that, and I just could not deal with it. It really it just never looked right, no matter how many times I looked at it, no matter how many different kind of ways I tried to conceive of it in my head. I could not marry myself to a design concept for it. So I decided to go with a best of both worlds-ish type scenario again, where we built this beautiful little inlet, and then we covered up the rest of that little thing. So now it looks like a much more contiguous shape here, and we're getting some flashback mod footage in here as I kind of float with my big bubble head all around the map here. It just looks so much better to have this be a contiguous island shape, so it's not cutting across it at a weird angle. I think if it wasn't so big compared to the size of the island, like if it was like a bigger landmass and maybe a smaller waterway, I think it would look a lot better, but it just looked so strange having it be disconnected the way it was. I just was not a huge fan of it here. See if I can get this guy to come down to the ground with me. That actually, I can't believe I was pretty high. I lost a heart. I can't believe I lost like a single heart on that. That's absolutely amazing. But yeah, now it looks so much better now that it is a continuous shape that kind of makes its way all around. You can see we did do some work to kind of reshape some parts of the pathway. And obviously that's going to work into how we're going to continue to rework the pathway on the island here as we go. But it's really nice to kind of have this project moving in a direction that I really love. Still have to figure out what we're going to do with this ravine, but I am pretty sure we're going to cover this one up. I think we're going to actually do the same thing that we did with the ravine that we flooded and then covered over here. We're going to flood this and then we're going to cover it over, just so that way it's going to be less, so I don't have to put a ton of lighting and stuff down here, because that'll just get annoying. Although I did notice these ledges and stuff down here are going to cause us a little bit of an issue regardless, because I know those are not going to be spawn safe regardless of. That is a big giant face that you have, my friend. Hello. Why you like parked there now, like all calmly, and normally you're like in my face, like trying to mess with my mojo and stuff. But yeah, like we've got to continue terraforming and reshaping the island. I think today the main focus that I want to do right now is not so much finishing the terraforming of the island itself, but I want to finish the island's cutoff point and finalize the final shape of what the park is going to look like here. And then we'll come in and we'll kind of reshape the land masses here. We're getting rid of all these berry bushes that are hanging out all over the freaking backside of this island over here. There's tons of them over here. This is insane. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of duck in here, say hello, welcome you to another brand new episode. I hope that you're having an absolutely amazing day, and I am so thrilled that you're here to join me for another tour around here in the world of Tritoncraft. Like I said, I think we're going to jump into another time lapse, and I think it's going to actually be time to break the island off from the mainland over here on the north side and figure out the final shape of our seaside park. Wow, what an incredible difference. Welcome back, everybody, and our waterway that separates this island from the rest of the mainland is now 100% completed, except for some minor detail work that we obviously want to add under the water down there. But we have completely finished all of the detail work that is required on the pathway. So much has changed here. We're going to go through everything that has changed across the entire scope of the island. But I remember saying in the last episode that I didn't like it yet, that I wasn't a fan enough of what I was doing here. I love it now. I really love it now, and it's starting to transform into something that I really want to see. We talked about this obviously in the beginning of the episode here. We're going to build some kind of small marina in there. I'm not 100% sure what, just for like smaller boats like pleasure craft and different things like that, not like big ocean going vessels or anything like that. That would have to be a different type of marina altogether. And we did some underwater decoration down there. You can see like little cobblestone rocks and things like that down there. I think I'm going to change out some of those for tuff. But we completely reshaped the way that this comes off of here, and now I actually kind of do like it better. The entire island is going to grade down slightly as you head off toward the west over there, and that's the east. Yeah, that's the east. It's going to grade slightly as we head off in that direction there, and then of course our bridge just opens up into what is going to basically become a roadway. I have to figure out a good transition to actually bring people off of the roadway here and onto the island proper. I don't exactly know what that's going to look like or exactly what I want to do with that yet, but I do know that I wanted this visually to kind of continue across the island here. And I think I am going to stick with what I said in the last episode as well. This bridge is going to continue straight in that direction, and we're going to build a tunnel. And where that tunnel is going to go, that's going to be a way in the future project, like maybe to something else entirely, like who knows. But I'm just kind of leaving that on the table for myself for now. But we will at least, like, when as part of this project, this will get carried all the way over here, and we will punch it through the landscape over here. I'll clear and flatten this part out here, but then yeah, we're gonna go straight into a tunnel over. Ooh, scary. We'll go straight into a tunnel over here. It looks like we're going to have a pretty decent sized underground section to actually go through over here before we punch through on the other side. I don't even know what else is down here. I think honestly just more like just spruce forest as far as the eye can see. Yeah. So I don't know exactly how that's going to go or where that's going to go or what else that might lead to or whatever. Maybe it leads to nothing. Maybe we just terminate it like in the entrance of a tunnel and like we just build enough of it so you can see the effect of it and we don't really mess around with it. But it's going to be different than this tunnel here. This is obviously meant to be a smaller tunnel. The tunnel that we build that accesses the road here is going to be as big as the road itself, and it's going to basically be like a tunnel for the actual roadway that's going through there. So I'm really excited to put that together. But we take a look at the whole scope of the island here. Obviously, like I said, we regraded some of the grass basically up to sort of where the marina begins. Like from there forward, we've got to start changing things. We got rid of the one ravine entirely down there. I really wanted to get rid of one of them, and I think, like I said, I think that the thing that made me the weirdest was this weird cut that went across the island this way. But that not marina, but the ravine. Look at me standing up there like an idiot. What's up, guys? Hi. Hello. But yeah, we punch under here, and actually I was trying to use kelp to grow the source blocks for the water in here and maybe make this work a little bit better and things like that. We also put some lighting in the ceiling in here. I don't really know why. We just kind of put it there just because I felt like it. This isn't really ever going to be seen by anything, so it's not like I really needed to do a whole lot of anything. But again, I wanted to flood this because I didn't want to just go down through here and just start lighting all sorts of stuff up. I thought it would be better if this was like all this massive flooded ravine system instead. And don't ask where all those llama heads and all those trader heads came from that are over there. But now, obviously, like the pièce de résistance for this episode has to be this massive, massive expansion of the waterway that now cuts off the main island here from the mainland where it was originally connected down through here. And again, this needed to be a larger waterway. It does narrow slightly through the sand part there. I'm okay with that. I think that looks perfectly fine, although we do still have to build a retaining wall in there. The retaining wall on the sand side actually might push the island in a little bit more to the right there. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but if we dunk under the water here, bloop. And obviously we want to add some decorations. We're going to add some more of those kind of stone features that we have over in the little marina section that we built. Build cobblestone boulders. We'll get some tough blocks over here. We'll get some bone meal down here, and we'll get some seagrass and maybe even a couple small splashes of coral, but I don't want to do too much. I don't want to add a ton of different coloration and things like that down here. I don't want to go crazy. But again, like the variations of the mud, this is coarse dirt in here, not just regular dirt, which I actually really like. Some gravel and some sand patches, so it ties into the existing kind of underwater stuff, because once you get over here, obviously that's just all natural terrain over there. We didn't mess with anything over there, and I wanted it to be, obviously aside from the mud, which doesn't generate naturally underneath riverbeds and stuff like that, I wanted it to be a seamless transition. I wanted everything to look like it was all like natural, like it fit in with the natural generation in the world here. Down here, I think we're going to build like a couple of big boulders or something like that. I'm not 100% sure what, but you saw in all the time lapses there, like I really took care to flood this layer by layer because I want all this to be source block. I don't want there to be flowing water down in through here, and I don't believe there is any. I'm pretty sure we got everything pretty taken care of. The waterway narrows pretty substantially in here. Like I said, through the sand section here, we might end up pushing the wall back another block or two. I really haven't decided yet. It's really a tough decision to figure out exactly how we want to do all this stuff. But then, of course, the waterway empties out down here into the sea, where it then expands out again. And we just kind of, you can see there's like a little bit of cleanup work still to be done here, because I'm not sure exactly how the wall will face there. But then, you know, obviously this opens up into this small little delta here and bam, out into the open sea, which, again, I really, really love. Part of me, like, I'm torn with what I want to do with this little blob of sand here where that ship is buried. Do I want to round that off? And this will be a next episode or future kind of determination. So if you have a thought on what I should do with it, let me know in the comments. I'm actually thinking we cut it down instead of adding to it. Like maybe where that little cut in is right there, we actually can like maybe like reshape that just a little bit and actually cut the island's end off just a little bit. So that way it doesn't have as big of a sandy beach area. But I don't know. I don't know 100% what I should do. I think that is the way that I am leaning in, though. So if you have other thoughts, please let me know. We still got to figure out what we want to do with the shipwreck. I did tear about half of it out of there when I was building the wall, because the shipwreck went like all the way over to there, because we did add obviously some sand over there in the beginning. We got a shriek there, Mr. Happy Gas. What do you think? We got a this is a bad idea. He's not going to come with me. Oh, he did. He came the whole way. Holy cow. I did not expect that to work. Yeah, we obviously have all of our beacons and stuff like that out here because we were doing so much dig work and these were invaluable. I really need more beacons. We are actually out of beacons. This is the last of the beacons that I had, so I need to go smash some withers in the face. But I think the bigger problem here, and this is where we're going to be leaving this episode very, very shortly. So thank you so much for watching and everything. I appreciate it. What's up, guy? He knows. Yeah, I really, really do appreciate you taking the time to hang out and spend some time with me here in Tritoncraft Season 2. But all this nonsense, and I think I cut it all out of the time lapses and stuff like that. So, because Flashback has it where you can pause it, which is just game changing. Although I forget to unpause it sometimes. So if you ever notice, sometimes when like the time lapse seems like it jumps or like there's just a bunch of blocks missing, it's because I forgot to unpause it. But I think it's time. We have promised a no Elytra run for Season 2 of Tritoncraft. I don't want to do Elytra literally the whole season. I want to do ground level Minecraft experience only. Obviously, except for using the Happy Gas and the free cam to look at stuff from overhead. We're going to stick to that. But I think it's time, finally, to find the end and to find some end cities so we can get some freaking shulker shells. Because let me tell you, The number of times I have had to go back into the tunnel, which this island, like, look at how big this freaking island is. This is massive, y'all. Like, we got to go so far just to get back over there to where the bridge is, just to get to the tunnel to get to where our supplies are. And then if I need to heal up tools or do other stuff like that, it takes even longer. It's so freaking huge. And I can only carry what I can carry in my inventory. And it's getting maddening to me, like the amount of mud I've had to go back and make just to fill out all the mud sections of the underwater areas, and just to get blocks and to heal up tools and do different things has been absolute madness. So I think it is finally time, ladies and gentlemen, we go into the end. The struggle is just so real, having to move materials without shulker boxes. The projects that I'm trying to do are just too big, and I mean, so shulker boxes aren't going to solve all of that problem, because the other thing that sucks, one of the things that sucks without elytra is the amount of time it takes to get places, but it is what it is. It's what we've committed to. It's what we're going to stick to for the entirety of Tritoncraft Season 2, because I love this ground level Minecraft experience so much. I love running out of that tunnel and seeing things expand out the way that they do from the ground level. So we're going to stick to that, but I desperately need shulker boxes. So next episode, like I said, we're going on an adventure and we're going to find the end. We're going to smash a dragon in the face. I want to thank you so much for watching, everybody. Do something to put a little bit of good, a little bit of kindness out into the world today. Do something to be kind to someone, or just whatever you have to do. If everybody just took some time to try to make the world a better place, just in a little tiny way every day, then imagine the world that we'd all live in. I want to thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.